Hello friends and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week you can see I have laid out the cards that we're going to be working with to do the TarotScopes. I have Crystal Visions Tarot over here. This deck over here is the Colette Baron Reid Goddess Power Oracle, and then these two is from the Osho Zen Tarot, and I will be revealing these two cards in the extended versions of these TarotScopes. So for the public TarotScopes, I will be working with these two decks to give you your insight for the week ahead. And then for those of you who are part of my YouTube channel members, you will get access to this reading to give extra confirmation and extra guidance for the week ahead. So for those of you who haven't found TarotScopes before, if it's the first time that you are finding my channel and going through the TarotScopes, the way it works is it's one video with a portion or a section per sign of the zodiac. There are timestamps in the description box below, so you can jump straight ahead to your particular zodiac. And the intention has been set that these TarotScopes give you guidance for your sun sign, your moon sign, as well as your rising sign. So if you know what those are, then you can watch each zodiac to give you the guidance for the week ahead. And as I said, all the timestamps are in the description below, so if you open it up, you'll be able to go straight to where you need to. And I do hope that you have a fantastic week. And then remember, on Friday we have Friday Pick a Card readings on the channel as well. So have an awesome week. We're going to start with Aries as we do each week, and we're going to move all the way through to Pisces. Hello Aries, and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. Let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. What does Spirit need you to know, Aries? The first card we have for you is the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is such an awesome card because he's really in control. He's really comfortable with himself. He's comfortable with who he is. He's comfortable with what he is. He's comfortable with what he's getting up to. He's got his plans. He's got his strategies. He knows exactly what's going on. And he knows that abundance is there for him. He knows that he has access to anything and everything that his heart desires or that he needs, okay? There is nothing lacking in his life at all. Absolutely nothing. There's no lack of emotion. There's no lack of determination. There's no lack of courage. He has everything that his heart desires to achieve the things that he wants to, that he needs to. So you can see that he's sitting very comfortably under his tree. In front of him here, he has all the crystals that he needs. I love this huge big crystal that he has on his staff. And everything is in place, everything is ready, everything is ripe. So for you Aries, for the week ahead, what King of Pentacles wants you to know is that this is a week where you can achieve great things. This is a week where you have everything that you need, and you've got to just trust and believe in yourself and just carry through with the actions. So as much as he is sitting here, as much as he is not really busy in this particular card, but he's controlling, he is navigating, and he is making sure that everything happens the way that it needs to happen. And this is exactly what you need to understand, Aries. For you this week, everything is ready. There is no more preparation that needs to be done. You have everything at your disposal to achieve the things that you want, but it is a case of just navigating it. It is a case of just keeping a finger on the pulse, keeping a finger connected to everything, and knowing exactly what is in store for you. King of Pentacles, you know, he's very much aware of material possessions, and he recognizes the need for money. He recognizes the need for, you know, having beautiful things around him, and he doesn't feel guilty for that. And I think that's another important thing to take into consideration here, Aries, is that we often do feel guilty when we have more than another. When we've worked hard for something, we almost feel like we need to keep it a secret because other people are going to judge us for it. And King of Pentacles today, for this week, is saying to you, don't be like that, okay? Be proud of your achievements. Be proud of your accomplishments. Be proud of everything that you've done, everything that you are doing, because this is very much an active card, okay? Be proud of everything that you are doing, and don't judge yourself harshly. Recognize all that you have achieved, all that you've done, and stand proud in that. All right, here we have Goddess Power Oracle, and let's just see what message we get from the Goddess for you this week, Aries. Okay, Yuki Ona, and look at the message, stillness. I love that. I love the colors of this card. I love how gentle it is, how still it is. And it's quite interesting how our King of Pentacles is sitting quite still as well. And stillness doesn't mean inactivity. All right, I have to just bring clarity to that. Stillness does not mean inactivity, Aries. What stillness is saying to you is that, there is power in stillness. There is confidence in stillness. When you know that everything is ready, when you know that everything is exactly as it should be and as it needs to be, you don't have to stand on the top of a mountain and scream it. You have that inner confidence, that inner stillness, that inner power, and that inner confirmation, if I can put it that way. And that is the message for you this week, Aries. So don't feel like you need to be too assertive. Don't feel like you need to be too arrogant, almost is the word that I want to use, okay? Because King of Pentacles says you've got it all. You have it all. Everything is available to you. Everything is exactly as it needs to. And there's definitely some kind of power, definitely some kind of authority in the stillness. Aries, I'm now going to move on to the extended version of this reading, and I do hope that you consider joining the club to get access to that, because I think it's going to offer a lot more information here. But in the meantime, you have a fantastic week. Love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I'm working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I also have the Goddess Power Oracle. And for those of you who stay for the extended version, I will be using Osho Zen Tarot as well. Let's get straight into it and see what your week has in store for you. What does Spirit need you to know, Taurus? Oh, how awesome. Okay, Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a really, to me, it's a really powerful card, okay? Because it says to you that decisions have been made. The Three of Wands says that you have already made decisions. You have already decided on where to next, what next. But it's almost like you're waiting for the right moment, okay? It's recognizing all that you want to achieve, all that you do, but it's just waiting for that right moment. And if we have a look, so here we have this road. I don't know if it's a road or a river, but I'm going to go with a road. And you can see that it is a long and winding road. She has now climbed up, and she is sitting perched on a ledge. She has got her lion with her, and it is a lion cub, which means that we are still early in our journey. Okay, that's what the lion cub is saying to you, is that we are still early in our journey. We've still got far to go. We have a candle, we've got all these beautiful crystals, and we have a dragon, we have all of that. She's taken one of these crystal spheres, these three of them. There's a tiny baby one there, but she's grabbed one and she's holding it, and she's allowing the sunlight to sort of shine through, okay? And she's waiting for it to be at a particular point, at a particular place, before she knows the time is right for her to take her next step. So there's a reason for it. The reason we don't necessarily have to know, but the Three of Wands is basically saying the decision has already been made. We're just waiting for the opportune time for us to kick into action and to do whatever is needed to carry out the decision. So Taurus, for you for the week ahead, that's exactly what the Three of Wands is saying to you. You know what you need to do, okay? You know, you already got that information. You already know exactly what it is you need to do, but it's just a case of waiting for the right time. And this week is the right time. You will find, so you need to keep your eyes and ears open, keep them peeled, because you're going to find, you need to notice, you need to acknowledge the perfect timing this week that will help you to take yourself to the next step, the next level, to the next adventure, okay? But you're going to find that the right time is going to be this week for advancement, for progress, for success, for moving on, for going to the next step. So if you have felt like you've been stuck for a while, if you have been waiting for something and you don't know what you're waiting for, this is your sign. This is it. This week, success is coming to you. Here we have a Goddess Power Oracle. Let's turn it over and see what message the Goddess Power wants to say to you. Oh, I love that. Okay, I love that. I'm not going to try and pronounce her name because I probably will butcher it, and we don't want to be doing that because she is just absolutely exquisite. And here she has a musical instrument. I'm not even going to pretend to try and know what the name of it is, but I do know that that's a musical instrument, and it's not an easy one to play. It's complicated, and she has clearly mastered it, because here we have her. She is the goddess of mastery. And she says, it's goddess of persistence, perseverance, and mastery above all else. And again, you know, Taurus, this is exactly what Spirit is saying to you, is the Three of Wands is about waiting for the right time. So she's been practicing. She's been putting the effort in to learning her whatever it is, okay, whether it's a job, whether it's a vocation, whether it's a hobby, whether whatever it is, you've been putting the time in quietly behind the doors, all right, where nobody sees you, where nobody knows. You've been putting the effort in to figure it out, to learn it, and to master it. And now the time is right to reveal. The time is right to reveal your power, your knowledge, your inspiration, and exactly your capabilities. All right. So if you've been waiting for the right time to show yourself, this is a take this as a sign from spirit that this is exactly what you need. Taurus, I'm now going to move on to the extended version of this reading, and I do hope that you consider joining the club to receive that, because I think it's going to reveal quite a lot about what's going on here. But in the meantime, with love and blessings from my heart to you. Take care. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I am also working with the Goddess Power cards. So let's get straight into it and see what does Spirit need you to know for the week ahead, Gemini. What's in store for you this week? Oh, I like it. We have got the Devil card, okay? And here we have this lady. She is naked. The reason for her nakedness is vulnerability, to show that she is being completely transparent and completely open, and she's not hiding anything. She is sitting underneath a tree and she is eating off the fruit, and she is just living her best life. Or is she? Or is she? Because here in the background, we can see sits the devil. There we can see is somebody who is sitting, who is possibly um, influencing her. Gosh, I couldn't think of the word. He's influencing her, okay? She may be under his spell. She may be doing what he is telling her to do. So as much as she looks vulnerable, as much as she looks transparent and open in who she is and what she's doing, the truth of the matter is she's doing what she's being told to do. She's not doing what her heart, what her soul, what her mind says is the correct thing. And this is what we need to be careful of, Gemini, because when the devil card shows up in a reading, it often says you've got to ask yourself, are you doing the things that you want to do, or are you doing the things that you feel you have to do, or you're obligated to do, or you're pressured to do? So the devil card is always about temptations, and it's also a card about, feeling obligated is the word that comes to me. And for you this week, Gemini, we need to make sure that that we have broken the connection to anything and anyone who's trying to control you or dominate you. You need to make sure that you are standing firm. Make sure that you are living your best life. If this is actually what you want to do, then there's no harm, no foul, okay? If you actually want to be eating that fruit, if you actually want to be living this life, then absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. There is nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing it because somebody else expects it of you, or because somebody else is telling you to do it, or because somebody else is holding something over your head, then we need to question ourselves. So, and when I talk about somebody else or something else, please understand, society falls into that, culture falls into that, family falls into that, business, career, bosses, all anything and anybody else that is not you. If you're feeling like, well, like if you're in a relationship that maybe doesn't really fulfill your heart and soul, but you feel obligated to stay because you've been in the relationship for 10 years, those are that's the devil, that's the temptation, that's the thing that's keeping you hostage, if I can put it that way. So this week, it's important that you face that. It's important that you look at what's keeping you hostage and ask yourself, is that really what you want for yourself? Is that really the kind of life you want for yourself? And if not, now's the time to make some changes. Let's have a look and see what the Goddess Power Oracle wants to contribute for you, Gemini. Oh, okay. Now, first of all, how gorgeous is that card? I love it. I absolutely love it. The colors are so powerful. They're so strong. They're so bold, all right? And we have Freya, okay, Goddess Freya. And her message for you is radical acceptance. And I'm going to say to you, the radical acceptance is of your situation, of your circumstance, and whether this is actually what you want for yourself or not. Okay. Look up Freya, look up what she stands for, what she believes in, and you will see how strong she is. You will see how full of conviction she is. Nobody tells her anything. Nobody puts her in a corner, if I can put it that way. She is strong, she is brave, she is courageous, she is all of those things. And you know what? She knows who she is. She doesn't need anybody to tell her. She doesn't need any kind of temptation or push or pull or anything like that. She stands strong and she stands confident. And that's what you need in your life right now, Gemini. So let Goddess Freya work with you. Let Goddess Freya help and guide you to get the radical acceptance of yourself that you need this week so that you can break away from anything that is causing you pain and discomfort, unhappiness, slowing you down, or anything like that. So you need to be set free this week, and Freya's going to help you to do that. Gemini, I'm going to move on to the extended portion of the reading now to get more information on this particular situation. And I do hope that you consider joining the club to receive the additional message and the additional reading. Sending you lots of love and blessing. Hello, Cancerians, and welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I'm working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I've also got the Goddess Power Oracle cards as well. And for the extended readings, I will be adding in some Osho Zen Tarot. Let's get straight into it and see what Spirit needs you to know for the week ahead, Cancerians. We have Page of Cups. I love that card. So if you are familiar with this particular deck, this is the card that is on the box. I'll show you. And see, it's the card that's on the box. Isn't it just gorgeous? There's so much peaceful tranquility with the card, and I think that's what I really enjoy in the colors as well. But she's very focused. She's very focused on what's happening right there in front of her. So you can see that she's nurturing something. She's nurturing one of the lotus flowers. She recognizes how the flower has struggled to grow and how it struggled to reach the surface. She's recognizing that she's not doing it for the flower. She's not helping the flower to grow. She's not doing it for, but she's just sort of nurturing and guiding. And this is exactly what the Page of Cups is all about. The Page of Cups is recognizing that you do have a role to play, that you are somebody significant, you are somebody important. The Page of Cups is saying to you that you've got to recognize that you have this gentle way about you, this gentleness that allows you to nurture and to help others to achieve everything that they need to. I love the full moon energy that's coming through as well. So there is abundance with this card. There is abundance, there is joy, there is happiness, there is all of those kind of things. But there's this inner stillness, there's this inner beauty within you that has a power all on its own. And this is exactly what you've got to recognize, that you have this ability to nurture, to help, to ease, and to just guide other people to the success that they need through love, because that is what this card is all about. The energy of this card is love and acceptance. Love and acceptance, and to just not try and do things for other people, not try and navigate for other people, but just nurture other people to be who they are. And for you Cancerians, for this week, this is exactly who you are. This is exactly what's important for you. So it's not about trying to do things and do everything, but it's just nurture other people to be the best that they can be. Let's have a look and see what the Goddess Power, which goddess is working with you, and what message they have for you this week. You've got Spider Woman. I love it. And look at that. Doesn't that just make so much sense? Co-creation. Because that's exactly how I interpreted the Page of Cups. Is all about co-creating. Creating with somebody, working with, guiding with, nurturing others, instead of trying to be all things to all people all the time. Spider Woman, I want to say she creates her web. She puts it out there, and then she just waits. So she is helping others, she is guiding others, she is nurturing, but she's recognizing that on her own she can't do it. She's co-creating with her web. She's co-creating with the structures around her. She's using what she has available to her to achieve the things that she needs to. Okay, and that's exactly what Page of Cups is. So Cancerians, for you for the week ahead, it's about nurturing the self while nurturing and guiding others. So don't forget you, don't forget yourself in this situation. So even though Spider Woman is co-creation and co-creating with others, there's definitely the sense of self. There's definitely the sense of self-importance and recognize, and it's not a selfish self-importance, okay? It's just recognizing that we all help each other. We all work with each other, we all help each other, and without each other, we're not going to have the success that we want, that we need, or that we deserve. And that's exactly what the Page of Cups is about as well. So Cancerians, I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading. And yeah, it would be lovely if you all joined and came across for more guidance on this particular situation. I'm going to be adding Osho Zen Tarot to the mix to expand on this reading quite a lot. Have an awesome week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Leo. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I am also working with the Goddess Power Oracle. And when we move on to the extended portion of the reading, I will be adding in some Osho Zen Tarot as well. So, Leo, let's get straight into it and see what does Spirit need you to know for this week? What is important for your week ahead? Okay, Leo, we have got Page of Wands energy. First of all, I want to acknowledge the red. I want to acknowledge that fiery passion that we have going on here in the card. I want to acknowledge that the sun is going down. She is sitting quite comfortably snuggled in with her dragon. We've got candles going. You know, she's playing on her flute and she's basically living her best life. The reason why she's withdrawn, the reason why she's sort of escaped a little bit is because she's feeling a little bit vulnerable, all right? And that's why she's got her dragon sort of curled around her. She's feeling a little bit vulnerable. She's not actually confident. So maybe with regards to the flute playing, maybe there's a whole lot of people sitting somewhere else and they're waiting for her to come in and to show them what she's capable of. So maybe they're waiting for her to come and play the flute for them, and she's not confident. She's not feeling like she's ready. She's not feeling like she's capable of doing this. So there's a little bit of insecurities that are coming through with this Page of Wands, okay? She knows that she can. Obviously she can, she's doing it, but she's just not sure if it's up to the standards of everybody else. She's just not sure if it's at the level that everybody else expects, or and she doesn't want to let anybody down. Okay, so she's afraid of letting people down. She's afraid of not achieving the things that she needs to. So she's withdrawn a little bit, she's retracted a little bit, and now she's doing a bit of a practice. She's got her dragon with her, and let's call her dragon her confidence. Okay, so she's got her confidence with her and she's trying to build her confidence. She's trying to grow her confidence before she actually steps into the limelight and does what is expected and required of her. So, Leo, this is maybe how you're feeling this week. You may not be feeling as strong and as confident as you should be, or as you usually are. You may be feeling a little bit insecure and a little bit worried. And basically, what the Page of Wands is saying to you, a little bit of practice won't do you any harm. So you don't have to wing it on your first go. Step aside and go and put a bit of practice into it, and then when you're feeling a little bit more confident, when your confidence is growing a little bit more, then you can actually step forward and do whatever it is that needs to do. Let's have a look, because I'm quite curious to see how the goddess power, what goddess is working with you to help you with your confidence and to help you through these kind of struggles that you're facing right now. So let's have a look. Okay, Mama Kila. We have got Mama Kila here, and the message that she has is to work with the moon. All right. So there's a couple of things that I notice. First of all, we have this red energy, and then we've got the blue energy that's coming through. I love that beautiful moonstone necklace that she's wearing. We've got triple goddess kind of moon energy everywhere that's come through. And what is the moon? The moon is about our insecurities. The moon is about the things that we're a little bit afraid of. It's about everybody changes, or everything changes in the moonlight. Things don't always look the same in the moonlight as they do in the daylight. We have nighttime dawning, or nighttime coming through here, which means that she is going to have to face her moon. She's going to have to face her inner fears. The moon is also about our intuition. It's also about our understanding and our recognition of situations. And I think this is what it's telling you here, Leo, is that we have to recognize your own insecurities. We have to recognize the parts of yourself that maybe worry you, or that you're nervous about, a little bit anxious about. And we need to recognize that it's time to face that. It's time to face your insecurities. It's time to face the part of you that isn't as confident and as strong as you would like it to be. And we do that through practice, through perseverance, and through persistence. The other thing with the moon is that it does go in cycles. And it's a 28-day period, it's a 28-day cycle, and every 28 days the moon is in the same place. So it is just a phase that you're going through. This insecurity is a phase that you are going through at the moment. Leo, I'm going to move on to the extended portion of this TarotScope, and I'm going to be adding in 2 cards from the Osho Zen Tarot. I do hope to see you there. Sending you all lots of love and blessings. Take care. Hello and welcome, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I am also got here a Goddess Power Oracle card. And when we do the extended readings, I will be adding 2 cards from the Osho Zen deck. So Virgo, let's get straight into it and see, what does Spirit need you to know for this week ahead? Nice. We have got Wheel of Fortune. I love the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is otherwise known as the Karma card. And it says to you that that wheel just turns. That wheel never stops turning, okay? And you've got to recognize that it's your turn. You've got to recognize that it's your turn to achieve and to receive and to have the success and all of those kind of things that you've been wanting for yourself. So the karmic wheel has been turning. The karmic wheel has turned, and it's now stopped at your port. It's now your turn, your chance to have the success and the happiness. So this is a good luck card, okay? And it's definitely telling you that you've worked hard to achieve this, but it's saying to you that, you know, everything that you've been working towards and everything that you've been working on is now starting to come to fruition. The Wheel of Fortune says that, you know, if you've done good, good is coming to you. But likewise, if you've been treating people badly, you may recognize that this karmic wheel is turned, and now you are going to get your payback. But your payback isn't always when this card, it's typically a positive. It's not often a negative. So Virgo, what this card is saying to you is that it's a good time. It's good opportunity now. So anything new that you want to start, anything, if you've got something that you've been putting off for the longest time, now is the time to get it going. Now is a good time to work on your progress. Now is a good time for movement, for advancement, for progress. It's a positive time in your life, which I think is really great. I want to see here from the Goddess Power Oracle, which goddess is working with you and what message do they have to add to our Wheel of Fortune, if I can pick it up. We have Artemis. Isn't she gorgeous? I love these cards. And look at her message. Her message for you is focus. So she is ready to shoot her bow and arrow, okay? And in order to hit her target, in order to achieve the things that she needs to, or to hit the target that she's aiming for, she needs absolute focus. And that's exactly what she's saying. So here with the Wheel of Fortune, we're saying success could be yours. Happiness, success, and joy, and all of those kind of things are absolutely available to you, as long as you are putting in the effort, because that's what she's doing. She has pulled back that bow. You can see the string. She's pulled back that bow. She is focused. She's done all the work. She's done all the preparation. And she's now at a point where she is ready to let go and to shoot that arrow and to allow that arrow to hit the target of her choosing, of her choice. And this is exactly what you need to know, Virgo. So for your week, the practice is done, everything is set in motion, but you've got to recognize that it's your chance to step up to the plate and to win and to succeed and to have the success that you're looking for. All right, everything is ready for you, but you need to keep on to the focus. You need to hold on to the focus and don't drop it for a minute, because if you drop it, you're going to miss the opportunity. Remember, the Wheel of Fortune talks about opportunity for you here and now. But if you lose your focus, if you're not focused on the task at hand and what you're wanting to achieve, you're not going to have the success. You're not going to have the opportunities. All right, Virgo, I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading. I do hope that you consider joining us, and if so, we'll see you there. Otherwise, have a fantastic week ahead. With love and blessings from my heart to you. Take care. Hello and welcome, Libra. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I'm also working with the Goddess Power Oracle cards. And for the extended reading, I will be adding in some Osho Zen Tarot as well. So let's get straight into it and see, what does Spirit need you to know this week, Libra? What's in store for you this week? Okay, we have Eight of Swords. So Eight of Swords is one of those cards that actually comes up quite a lot in readings. And it's one that I wish wouldn't come up so much in readings. So Eight of Swords is the card of your perceptions. It's the card of you believing that circumstances and situations and that your life is worse than it actually is. So if we look at this particular card, I'm just going to hold it still so I don't move it around. So here you stand, okay, and you can see that you are bound, you are tied, you are also blindfolded. And we have all of these birds around us, and we have 8 swords surrounding us. So we feel trapped, we feel caged, we feel jailed almost, okay, and we feel like we are completely trapped in us and you know, being kept captive. But the situation is, first of all, that's just ribbon, all right? It's not very strong ribbon. With a little bit of effort, you could easily bend your arms at the elbows, and you could remove the blindfold and see that your situation is actually not as dire or as bad as you believe it to be. So it's about recognizing your situation for what it is. So clearly, Libra, this week ahead, this is something that you're going to be focusing on. This is something that's definitely in store for you this week, about looking at and recognizing who you are, what you are, and what you're actually facing. Don't allow yourself to immediately go to worst case scenario, okay? You have to be completely honest, open, and make sure that your vision is not obscured in any way. Don't give in to the negative. All right, this is about fighting back. This is about fighting back and coming back from that dark place and recognizing that these swords that are around you, first of all, they're all double-edged swords, which means that they're incredibly sharp, which means that they're going to cut through the ribbon quite easily. And I honestly believe that these birds, they may be scaring you, they may be making you feel like you really are trapped and isolated, but actually I think what they're doing is they're probably trying to help you, but we just don't see it, okay? So people, circumstances, and situations may be trying to help you see the truth, and you're in such a state of insecurity, you're in such a state of panic that you think it can only be negative, when actually we need to see things for what it is. So whatever happens for you this week, Libra, whatever goes on for you this week, just ask yourself, am I perceiving the situation correctly? Am I seeing it for what it really is? Or am I perceiving it to be worse than it actually is? Do what you can to remove the blindfold so that you can see the truth of the situation. Okay, and I know it's not easy. I absolutely know it's not easy, Libra. It really isn't easy, but with a little bit of effort on your part, you can achieve it. You can overcome this very easily. All right, so here I have Goddess Power Oracle. Let's turn it over and see which goddess is working with you to help you with this particular situation, and what message does she have for you. We have Isis. Oh, how absolutely gorgeous. How beautiful is this card? And look at her message, rebirth. Okay, so she is all about rebirth. I'm loving how she's got her hands, on top of each other like that, and she's creating energy. All right, she is building and creating energy. I'm loving how we've got the oranges this side, and we've got the greens and the browns on this side. So it's almost like there's two sides to her. There's two sides to her, and she is using all of that energy around her, and she is creating positive energy here to allow for the rebirth. The rebirth can't happen if you are blindfolded. The rebirth cannot happen if you are perceiving your situation in a negative sense and not in the positive sense that it actually is. So it is very important, Libra, this week, that you recognize the truth of your situation, recognize the truth of where you're at, what you're dealing with, and what's actually going on around you, and then allow that to guide you, allow that to help you for the rebirth. Let Isis work with you. Let Isis give you that positive energy that she's got building up in her hands there. When she sends it to you, accept it, welcome it, take it on, and use that to change your circumstances, to change your perception of your circumstances. Oh, wow. That's very exciting. Libra, I'm going to move into the extended portion of this reading now. I do hope that you consider joining the club to get that, because I really do think the extended of this particular reading is going to be quite powerful. Have an awesome week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Hello and welcome, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week we are working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I've also got the Goddess Power Oracle cards. And when we do the extended reading, I will add in 2 cards from the Osho Zen Tarot as well. So, Scorpio, let's get straight into it and see what does Spirit need you to know this week? What is important for you to be focusing on this week? And we have, I love these cards, the colors are just so gorgeous. We have got the Seven of Cups. I love this rainbow that's coming out of that cup. What we need to understand, okay, so she is riding her dragon. And the dragon has got in each of its hands, in each of its paws, in each of its feet, it's carrying a cup. So, and then there's cups, 3 cups. So he's got 4 cups up there, and then there's 3 cups down here as well. Okay. So the Seven of Cups is about choices and options. It's about recognizing that you can have more than you have at the moment, that you can have anything that your heart desires. You have options available to you. And sometimes it can be quite overwhelming trying to pick which is the right one. But when you put limits and restrictions on yourself, when you say, well, that's it, you're only allowed 1 out of the 7, then the pressure is on to pick the right one. But when you recognize that you can actually take as many as you want, as much as you want, or you could even come back for seconds, or that there are options. When you recognize that there are options to your options, suddenly things get a lot easier. It's like if you go to a buffet restaurant, you know, you're absolutely starving and you get told that you're only allowed one thing out of the entire buffet. It's like, oh my gosh, what do I pick? What do I pick? What do I pick? It can be incredibly overwhelming. But when you suddenly get told, well, you know what, fill your plate and with whatever you feel like, and then come back and fill it again, then suddenly things shift. The energy shifts, the mindset shifts. And that's exactly the Seven of Cups energy for you this week, Scorpio. Recognizing that you have options, recognizing that there's no limits. There are no limits. Yes, you may have to do a second trip, you may have to come back again, but there are no limits to what you need to do, what you can do, and the options that are available for you this week. I love that. Absolutely love that. All right, so this is the Goddess Power Oracle. Let's turn it over and see which goddess is working with you and what message she has for you this week. Oh, I'm not even going to try and say her name because I'm probably going to get it wrong, but look at her message. Her message for you is time. Her message for you is time. And look what she's doing. You can see this movement. You can see this forward movement, but then she's looking back. So is that telling you that she has the time to go back if she wants to? She's pondering her thoughts. She's pondering her decision. She's pondering her options. And she's recognizing that time is not a limit. Time is not restrictive and time is not against her. She has all the time that she needs to achieve all the things that she wants to. How beautiful is that? And Scorpio, for you this week, that is truth. That is the absolute truth here, is that you've got to recognize that there are options available to you. Okay? You can do as many as you need to this week. You are not pushed for time. You're not pressed for time. You have as much time as you need. Take as much time as you need. Let's change it up. Take as much time as you need to achieve and to do the things that you need to, but recognize that you have choices, that you have options, but don't allow that to overwhelm you. All right. Scorpio, I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading, which is available for my YouTube channel members, and I do hope that you consider joining. Would be lovely to have you there, but otherwise, have an awesome week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Yeah. Hello and welcome, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I'm working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I also have a Goddess Power Oracle card here as well. And when we move on to the extended portion of the reading, I will be adding 2 cards in from the Osho Zen Tarot as well. So Sagittarius, let's get straight into it and see what does Spirit need you to know for the week ahead. Let's see. We've got the Death card. Oh, how interesting. Okay, I love the Death card. I know everybody panics when they see the Death card. I know everybody goes like, oh no. First of all, as I do say every time the Death card comes up in a reading, nobody is dying. All right? Nobody is dying, but we are changing. You are changing, Sagittarius. You're going to find yourself this week really going through a process of transformation. You're going to find yourself this week really letting go of who you are, who you were, or who you've been, okay? And coming out of it and emerging a completely different individual. So this change is big. This change is major. This change is quite strong, okay? And what the Death card is saying is that there's no part of you that isn't impacted. all right? Your physical, your emotional, your mental, your spiritual, every single part of you is going to go through some kind of change this week. And yeah, that can be incredibly scary, but it is also necessary. It's all part of the cycle of life. It's all part of the growth. It's all part of becoming a better person. It's a part of going through life. That's what life is. If you think about your life as a human being, every single day you're different to the person you were the day before. Every single day you're a day older. Every single day, hopefully, you're a day wiser. Every single day, you are different. And if you look back at your life from who you are today to who you were 10 years ago and who you were 20 years ago, and so on, you can see the evolution, you can see the change. And this is the death card. The death card is telling you change is inevitable. The only constant in life is change. And this week, you're going to see it. You're going to see it in so many different ways. I can't wait to do the extended reading to see in which areas in your life this change is going to happen. But for now, let's focus on goddess power. Which goddess is working with you, and how is she assisting you with this change and transformation this week? So let's have a look. Sagittarius. Oh, Oshan. I never know if I'm saying it right. And look at her message. Her message for you is generosity. And it's not self-generosity. It's about recognizing the abundance that you have. It's about recognizing the prosperity that is available to you. And I think that's her message for you. It's not about generosity as it is about abundance and prosperity. But we have to recognize the change. We have to go through the cycles of life, and we have to evolve in order to have this generosity. I'm also going to say to you, when I look at this card, so I'm going to call them lemons. I don't know what fruit they are, but I am going to call them lemons. And that brings to mind that phrase that says, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You have the choice of lying down and dying and getting, and just think, well, that's it, I'm not doing it, I'm not participating. You could sulk. Or you could take advantage of the opportunities, advantage of the change, advantage of the time that you have to make the changes that are necessary so that you can practice generosity, practice gratitude, and therefore attract more of that positive into your life. And I honestly believe, Sagittarius, that this is exactly what Spirit is saying to you. It's time for change. That much is certain. The change will come in the areas of life where you are generous, in the areas of life where you have abundance, where you have plenty. You will attract more. So if you're focusing on the things that you fear, if you're focusing on the sour of the lemons, you are going to attract more sour lemons. If you focus on the lemonade, if you focus on the generosity and sharing and abundance, you will be attracting more of that, because that's what this card is saying to you. All right. Sagittarius, I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading, which is available to all my YouTube channel members. I do hope that you join us there, because I personally cannot wait to see in which areas of life this change is happening for you. Have an awesome week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Hello and welcome, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week we are working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I also have the Goddess Power Oracle card as well. And when I get onto the extended readings, I will add in 2 cards from the Osho Zen Tarot as well. All right, so Capricorn, let's get straight into yours. What does Spirit need you to know this week? What is important and significant for you to know this week? And here we have card 12, which is the Hanged Man. So this is definitely one of my favorite cards, because it's something that it's advice, it's guidance, it's something that we all desperately need, something that we can all desperately work through. And the Hanged Man's message for you is that, sometimes, yes, you could just walk the path as a normal person. But if you did that, if you walked, on the ground like everybody else does, you're going to achieve things. Yes, you're going to arrive at the light. You're going to get through the darkness. You're going to get through the forest. Everything will be fine, but you may not always see and learn and experience the things that you need to. And often it's the things that we miss that actually matter the most. So basically what the Hanged Man is saying to you is that this week, Capricorn, this week we need to start looking at how we can do things a bit differently. Let's make sure that we are taking advantage of every opportunity, of every circumstance, and every situation that we are presented with, so that we don't miss anything. Okay? So the Hanged Man, now he's hanging upside down, but please understand that he hasn't done this to himself. I'm sorry, he hasn't had this done to him. He has done this himself. He's put himself in this position on purpose so that he can see things from a different perspective, so that he can see things from a different angle. His arms are covered there. So, I mean, sorry, his eyes are covered there. He's got his arm going across his eyes because maybe he doesn't like what he's seeing. Or maybe now that he's put himself up there, he's realizing he's facing the wrong way. And actually, he should be facing that way and not facing forward. Okay. But recognize that nobody has put him upside down. Nobody's hung him up to dry. He's actually done this to himself so that he can get a different perspective on his current situation. And sometimes you actually have to remove yourself from a situation before you see it for what it truly is. So while you're inside a situation, while you're going through something, it's very difficult to be objective. It's very difficult to see things for what they truly are. But when you suddenly remove yourself, when you suddenly step outside and look in, suddenly you're seeing things completely differently. And maybe this is what you need to do this week, Capricorn. Maybe you need to actually allow yourself the opportunity to look at things differently, to look at things from a different perspective and a different angle. Let's have a look from the Goddess Power cards. Which goddess is working with you this week, and what message does she have for you? Okay, so we have got Metis. I never know if I'm saying the names right, so please forgive me if I am getting it wrong, if you do know how to say it, but I just love the colors. And it's interesting how the colors, I do see some similarities between them. I do see some similarities between the two colors of these two cards. And her message is wisdom, all right? Her message for you is wisdom. And I think what she's really wanting you to say is, take advantage of the opportunities around you. Take advantage of, taking the time to look at your situation, to look at your circumstances, to see things for what they truly are. And by doing that, you're going to gain the wisdom to understand, the wisdom to see, the wisdom to perceive, and the wisdom to experience things in their own light. So I really do think for you this week, it's a case of, let's not be automatic. Let's not go through motions, go through our daily activities in an automatic way. Let's actually be a little bit more wise. Let's be a little bit more assertive in what we do, how we do it, and the way that we look at things. Okay, so just because you've always done things the same way, this week we're really asking you to step out of your comfort zone, and to look at things from a different perspective, and let that give you the wisdom that you need to see things for the way they are, and therefore to make the changes and the adjustments that are needed. Capricorn, I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading, which is available obviously for all my YouTube channel members. I do hope to see you there because I'm quite excited to see where in your life this Hanged Man is going to show itself, and we're going to do that with extra cards. So with love and blessings from my heart to yours, take care. Hello and welcome, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I also have Goddess Power Oracle cards as well. And when I do the extended reading, I will be adding in some cards from the Osho Zen Tarot as well. Awesome. So Aquarius, let's get straight into it and see, what does Spirit need you to know this week? What is important and significant for you this week? And we have the beautiful Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is, first of all, I love how they've made her gentler with all these butterflies, because she's not normally a very gentle soul. She cares deeply. She wants everybody to be happy. She wants everybody to be successful, but she can be quite brutal in her honesty. She can be quite brutal in the way that she tackles things, and the way that she says things, and the way that she does things. So here, where they've added in all these butterflies, it talks about transformation. Butterflies talk about transformation and change. And maybe that's exactly what she recognizes, that the change is necessary, and it's not always easy, it's not always pleasant, but it is absolutely necessary. And she recognizes that. And that's why she holds on to the final outcome. And she recognizes that, yes, sometimes she has to be hard. Sometimes she has to be almost cruel in order for us to have the success that we need. Okay, so Aquarius, for you, what she's saying to you is that you need to be Queen of Swords. In the week ahead, You need to recognize that expressing yourself, speaking your mind, being honest, being assertive is absolutely the way that you're going to achieve the things and the transformation and the change that you need in your life. So Aquarius, recognize it this week. It's not a week of being still. It's not a week of being quiet. It's not a week of being introspective. If anything, it's a week of speaking your mind, but without malice. Okay, so you want to speak your mind with honesty. You want to speak your mind with integrity. You want to be open and pure in what you're saying, how you're saying it, but you don't want to start off with the intentions of being ugly, the intentions of being nasty. You want to just be open and honest. And express yourself and recognize that change is necessary, that change is needed, transformation is needed. And the transformation that you need in your life is only going to come through you speaking openly and clearly about what you want, about what's important and significant with you and for you. Awesome. Here we have a goddess power oracle. So I'm curious to see which goddess is working with you to help you be Queen of Swords this week, and what message does she have for you. Okay, and again, I'm not even going to try and say the name because I probably will get it wrong, but I'm just loving, again, similarities between the two cards. So the objective here and the point here is that light coming through, and that light coming through is what I'm seeing in this card over here. And her message for you is about the past. And honestly, when we talk about Queen of Swords, when we talk about expressing ourselves, when we talk about, speaking our mind and expressing ourselves the way that we should be, it's the past, and it's the things that happened in the past, and it's the way that we reacted and responded previously, or the way that people reacted and responded to us previously, that often influence and take our power away from us. So Aquarius, this week, what you need to recognize is that this transformation and change is necessary. It is going to come about through you speaking and expressing yourself openly and clearly, and you need to let go of the past. You need to not allow your past or the past to influence your present, to influence the change that you need to express and the change that you need to be. So it's this week, it's about letting go of, it's about expressing yourself without worrying about, patterns repeating themselves. Everything is brand new, new opportunities for growth, for everything that is coming through for you. Awesome. Right, so Aquarius, I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading where we're going to get a lot more information. I do hope that you consider joining the club to receive that extended reading. But otherwise, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care. Hello and welcome, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. This week I am working with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I also have a card from the Goddess Power Oracle for you as well. And once we've done with that, when I do the extended readings, I will be adding in 2 cards from the Osho Zen Tarot as well. So Pisces, let's get straight into it and see, what does Spirit need you to know this week? What is important for you to know this week? And here we have the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups is what we call the wish upon a star card. Okay, wishes do come true. It is also the card of recognizing your emotional self, recognizing where you are, and recognizing the accomplishments and achievements that you've made. But it's very much an emotional card, and it's very much a card of wanting, wishing for, and recognizing all the success and the abundance that you've had in your life. So Pisces, this week is going to be a really good week for you, and you may find yourself having many more positive experiences this week. But it is a case of being active with regards to what you want, active in your thoughts of what's important and what's significant and what your hopes and dreams are. Okay, so you can see here that she's blowing on a dandelion, so she is putting her wish out there, putting her wish out to the universe. But it's also about manifestation, isn't it? Because if you don't want for anything, if you don't wish for something, how's the universe going to know that to bring it to you? Okay, and looking at all the cups that are around her, the cups that are around her are indicative of the accomplishments that she's already made, the trophies that she's already accumulated in life. But just because you've had success before doesn't mean it doesn't carry on for you. And that's exactly what this card is saying. It's saying to you about recognizing that you deserve success, you deserve happiness, you deserve joy, and don't feel bad about asking for more. There are no limits, there are no restrictions. If there's something that you desire, make that wish, put it in motion, and let it happen for you. This is definitely a card of abundance. This is definitely a card of manifestation. So what is it that you want to manifest for yourself this week, Pisces? What is it what's on your mind? And also, this is what you have to understand, is that as much as we're talking about positive manifestation here, negative manifestation works in exactly the same way. So if you're thinking about stress, if you're worried about stress, if you're anxious about something, that is the wish that you're putting out to the universe. And maybe it's time to get in touch with that. Maybe it's time to start recognizing that what you wish for isn't always what you want or always what you need. Okay, that's quite interesting. Here we have a goddess power oracle card. So let's have a look and see which goddess is working with you this week to help you with this manifestation, and what message does she have for you this week. Okay, Kat. I don't know if it's Hikate or Hikat, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. And her message for you is the in-between. And I do think that it fits in so beautifully with the Nine of Cups, because when we talk about this being the wish card, when we talk about this being the manifestation card, about putting the wish and your desires and your requirements out to the universe, you have to recognize that the time in between making the wish and the manifestation, or it arriving, what do you do with that time? That's what's important. And I think that that's the message that she's giving you. So you cannot just sit under the tree, make a wish, and then expect things to materialize, expect things to happen. There's almost something that you have to still do. There's almost like a process that you still have to go through in order to manifest, in order to attract, in order to bring. So there is some action required, is what I'm getting from these two cards for you, Pisces. So as much as we have this goddess that's going to help you, and as much as you can put your wishes to her, but recognize that there is a bit of time on the in between that is needed. It's not going to be instant manifestation. There is going to be a little bit of something on the in between, and that's actually where the magic of life lives. That's what I'm hearing from Spirit, is that moment in between, that moment between the desire and the outcome, the process and the steps that we go through, that's when true life happens. And that's when the true journey and the true learning and the true experiences take place. So focus on that time in between, but also focus on putting your desires out there. All right, so Pisces, I'm now going to move on to the extended portion of this reading. And it'd be very interesting to see what it says about these wishes, what it says about these dreams. And yeah, I do hope to see you there. I do hope that you consider joining the club. But in the meantime, have an awesome week with love and blessings from my heart to yours.